Dr. Imato's laboratory does research on water samples which are subjected to various forms of outside influence. The impressions made upon the water are recorded by swiftly freezing it in a cryogenic chamber. This is what water heated in a microwave oven looks like. This is the effect of a mobile telephone. Somebody said, "Thank you" to this water. Excuse me. You disgust me. Let us see how this type of water affects human blood. The doctor is drawing blood from a patient's finger. Using a special microscope, we shall be able to see the condition of her body from this drop.
These are red blood cells, and they've lost their electrical charge, so they're all stuck together in a formation called a rouleau. Here's a huge symplast. Symplasts are associated with heart disease and arthritis and lung disease and many other conditions that could be coming in the future.
The doctor asks the patient to drink a small amount of structurized water. After 12 minutes, the doctor again draws blood from the patient and studies it.
So you can see that the cells then become buoyant, they become slippery, and they have their electrical charge, so they repel each other. That allows them to carry oxygen, and it means that we're changing the pH of the blood back to an aerobic environment rather than an anaerobic environment. I think that's utterly amazing. That just drinking water could do that.
In 1995, Dr. Emoto Masaru was the first one to record musical impressions on water. In Dr. Emoto Masaru's laboratory, they allowed water to listen to music, after which they flash froze the water, and then, under the microscope, they could clearly see the crystals that the water had formed. Here is what the music of Bach looks like. Mozart. Beethoven. Heavy rock. Dr. Emoto has conducted another interesting experiment. He placed rice into 3 glass beakers and covered it with water. And then every day for a month, he said, "Thank you" to one beaker. "You're an idiot" to the second. And the third one, he completely ignored. After 1 month, the rice that had been thanked began to ferment, giving off a strong, pleasant aroma. The rice in the second beaker turned black. And the rice that was ignored began to rot. Dr. Emoto thinks that this experiment provides an important lesson, especially with regard to how we treat children. We should take care of them, give them attention, and converse with them. Indifference does the greatest harm. There have been many wars on religious grounds in human history. But in our experiment, water reacted to individual words that had a religious content by forming beautiful crystals. This means that the conception of our nature coincides with each religion.
Dr. Emoto, are you saying that water has a memory, that water has a conscious? What are you determining in your scientific research?
What I believe is that water can differentiate between a harmonious vibration and a non-harmonious vibration. And as it does that, that result manifests in the design of the crystal being beautiful or not. And so the same principle applies to rice. And we saw that visually with this experiment, how if you direct either bad words or just even bad thoughts to rice, that since it is a non-harmonious vibration, it starts to break it down faster.
Although its formula H2O seems simple, water exhibits very complex chemical and physical properties. For example, its melting point 0 degrees and boiling point 100 degrees are much higher than would be expected compared to analogous compounds such as hydrogen, sulfate and ammonia. And that formula can be very powerful under certain conditions. Foods may not cause the same fascination and fear as tornadoes or hurricanes, but you need to respect their strength. For example, water flowing at 7 miles per hour doesn't seem too dangerous, but when you compare it to wind power, it has equivalent power per unit area like wind blowing at AF5 tornado wind speeds. At just 7 miles per hour, its power is amazing. You can imagine what happens at higher speeds. Sometimes it happens that water destroys our homes or some things, and in the end people die because of it. Again, without water we would not even exist, because it is eating us and in that huge amount. We use water not only as necessity but also as environment. She is the source of almost all here known life on Earth. It is found almost everywhere in 3 states of matter. In the solid state we can see it in the form of snow and ice. In the vapor state in the form of clouds and fog, and mostly in the liquid states that we need and use the most. Life on Earth began in water, so it is not surprising that all living organisms on our blue planet need it. The role of water is multifaceted. It is a key need, home, local and global resource, transport corridor and climate regulator. Our behavior affects water and therefore we should be more careful, because it is not just a resource to which we are entitled, but much more. And in the end, our lives depends on water.